In this lesson, we're going to start diving into double strokes. So we did single strokes, which is where each digit is hitting one stroke at a time before passing off to the next digit. And double strokes are where each digit hits twice in a row. So on a drum kit with drumsticks, that's right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. That's their only option. For us, again, with 5 primary fingers, each digit can do 2 hits before the next digit hits. Now you could choose to just use 2 digits or 3 or 4 or 5, but the point is that each single digit is doing 2 hits in a row. That's a double stroke. So double strokes can be pretty difficult to learn compared to single strokes. It's a pretty significant step up, especially once you move into faster tempos and faster speeds. So take your time with this rudiment. There's a lot of different ways to practice and implement it. There's a lot of interesting creative ways to apply double strokes. So again, take your time with it, but it is really powerful. It's one of the most powerful rudiments, honestly. When I first started getting really good at double strokes, I noticed my drumming improved immensely because I was able to do a lot of really interesting things on the pads. So let me demonstrate for you what a double stroke roll sounds like. Again, I'm just going to use my index fingers here, and each index finger is going to do 2 hits instead of 1 hit. So pretty interesting sounding, right? If you're really good at them, they can sound to the ear quite similar to single strokes. Although again, each of your digits is playing 2 quick hits in a row, especially at a faster speed. So your muscles, your joints really have to work to put out more power to keep those hits of a consistent power. And that does take practice. Now, you can apply double strokes in a straight roll like I just did, just doing a double stroke roll, alternating digits, 2 strokes each on one drum. Or you can apply double strokes in some really interesting musical contexts. You can be playing a groove and then use some double strokes. And one of my favorite places to use double strokes is on ghost notes on the snare drum while I'm playing a groove. So let me just demonstrate that for you so you can hear what it sounds like in musical context. Now, if you notice there at the end, I also threw in a fill with some really cool double strokes, which that's one of my favorite ways to play fills is by sort of anchoring my dominant hand down here on pad 2 on the snare and doing double strokes and then doing single strokes with my non-dominant hand up the snare and down the tom. So let me play that for you again so you can hear it. So there's some really interesting, cool things you can start doing with your rolls and your fills when you start getting your double strokes locked in. So those are just a couple different ways that we can use double strokes in context. Again, like I said, we will have more lessons in the Academy in this category coming out soon that will dive into specific exercises for different contexts, because you can use double strokes together to play a roll. You can use them, just on one hand or just on another hand. You can use them just on one finger while the rest of your fingers are playing a steady groove. There's a lot of different ways that you can implement them. So this is a multi-lesson topic. But for this lesson, since we're just learning the basics, we're going to just play along together straightforward double stroke roll. So we're just going to use our 2 index fingers. We're going to play on the pad 2, the snare, or the rim shot, whichever pad you prefer. And we're just going to play along together, 2 strokes on each finger. Make sure you pay attention to keeping a consistent power and keeping your timing on point as well. Those are the 2 things to pay attention to, is having equal strength across all the hits and having them in time. So we'll take it nice and slow here, nothing too complicated or fast, just to get you acquainted with double strokes. So here we go. So that may have been kind of tricky. It's pretty interesting to start feeling what it takes to get your muscles into that sort of, double hitting mode where each of them are hitting twice in a row. However, those of us with smartphones who are on social media all day, we have actually gotten kind of comfortable with the double tapping concept, since that was invented, a double tapping something to like it. So it's not unfamiliar to your fingers, but it does take some practice on certain fingers especially to get them up to power and up to speed with double strokes. So again, that's why we're gonna have a bunch of different lessons on this topic. This is just to get you introduced to it. And I encourage you to start experimenting and exploring with your playing, your finger drumming, and start sort of seeing where you can put some double strokes in, maybe taking inspiration from the demonstrations I showed you earlier with the different fills and rolls and ghost note options, and be on the lookout for more practical double stroke exercise videos to be coming out in this category very soon.